Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel and to the first update to the Roulette pan collab. If you haven't seen my intro, I will have that listed up in the cards as well as in the description box. But thank you so much to everyone who has joined in this fourth round / second round with everyone sort of joined in. As I said, I will have more info in the description box, and in the description box there will also be a playlist with everyone who is doing this project. And if you can't find your video in the playlist, then that's because I haven't found you on YouTube. But I usually search for Project Pan Roulette in the title or Roulette Pan Collab, like the hashtag. So make sure you put those in your sort of title of the video as well, so that I can find you. And if I haven't found you yet, then just let me know down in the comments. But it might take me a while to put everyone in the playlist after when we all put up our first update. But yeah. Anyways, let's get into this update. So this has not been the best run for me so far, and I know this has not been the best run for Rebecca either, but hopefully this has been a very good run for all of you. But more about that when we get into the product. So let's just start with the first run, and this was a product you would recommend to anyone. And I can't remember why I thought I would recommend this to anyone. I do think it's a nice pencil for the Waterline, and I think it's a product that could probably work for everyone because we all have pretty similar sort of waterlines. But oh well, I have been using this. Oh, I had to go and get my notebook because this is where I have my markings, so I can't really remember where I was, but I think I was about to say that I have used this quite a bit on my inner rim, and then that I have been using it sort of on my inner corner, but because I watched someone's video, and in that video they said that these are supposed to be sort of inner corner highlights, and so I have used it as a base for my inner corner highlights a few times. And I was about to say that I have used quite a bit of it and that I thought that my progress would be pretty good, but look at this. So yeah, here you can see my progress. This is where I was in the intro, and this is where I am in the first update. Here is my goal, and here is the bottom of the product. So yeah, I will take the cap off, but yeah, so that's like the bottom, and then this is where I am now, and my goal is to hit like that line right here, but I have quite a bit to go before I hit my goal on this one. And then for the second product, I have a product you would only buy on sale, and for that one I picked the Sunday Riley Good Genes All-in-One Lactic Acid Treatment, and this is just a small sample size, and this was completely new when I started using it, and this is where I am now. So I think I've used quite a bit of it. I don't know that it was completely up here at the top. I thought it was because it's really full of air, but it's still really full of air. So I think I was at the top, but you never know with these sort of sample products. But there is 10 milliliters in here, and yeah, I started by using it sort of not every single day, since I've never used a lactic acid on my skin before. I wanted to go pretty gently into it, so I was using it sort of every other day or so, sort of switching out with the serum I was using before. But then I ran out of the serum I used before, and then I started using this every single day. I only use it in the morning, and then I use another serum in the evening, which is just like an oil serum to sort of hydrate my skin. But I do feel like my skin is looking pretty good. It's not I don't see a huge difference from using this right now, but I haven't used it that much, so I can't say if it's yeah, I don't know. As of now, I might sort of pick it up on sale, but I don't think I would pick it up for full price, but we'll see. I have this one, and then I actually got another sample, which is 8 milliliters, and yeah, this looks bigger, but it's actually less product. But I got this one as well, so I might use this up, and then I might start using this one to just get the longest duration I can, using it sort of back to back, and then I will sort of have an opinion on it, but for this project I will only be using this one. And then I got the category something in your favorite shade. Sorry, I have my notebook right here with the categories, but something in my favorite shade, and I decided to go with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, the matte and poreless, in the shade 112. And unfortunately this is actually quite old, like embarrassingly old, and this unfortunately broke me out. Like every single time I wore this I would have breakouts, like new breakouts in the evening after wearing this. So I sort of suspected pretty early in this project that this broke me out, but then I bought like another one of these because I was, you know, I mentioned this in the intro because I pre-filmed my intro pretty early because I was traveling when we put up the intro, and this was the only foundation I brought with me traveling, and then this broke me out, so I had to buy a new one, and I decided to buy another one of these to try that, and I wore that a few times and that did not break me out, so I knew this was what was sort of breaking me out. So unfortunately I'm going to declutter this, and for this sort of project I'm going to declutter this, but I'm not going to consider the category done, so that will still be in my list of categories I can potentially sort of pull a product from. So yeah, unfortunately I have to declutter this one. And then I got the category something underrated, and for that I picked the Makeup Geek highlighter in Glitz because I feel like the Makeup Geek face products are pretty underrated, and I don't know, they don't get as much hype anymore, but this one has sort of released from the packaging. The glue has sort of stopped gluing it down basically, but yeah, it sort of pops out of the packaging. But I have used this this you couldn't see, sorry, that was my mom texting me, but you couldn't see anywhere on it basically. Okay, it didn't break. I would just hold it up like this, but you couldn't see anywhere on it basically in the intro, but now I feel like you can see that I have somewhere right here in the pattern, and I do feel like I have a tiny bit of a dip. I am wearing it on my inner corner today, and I'm wearing it as my face highlight. I've actually been using it on my inner corner quite a bit, and I have been mixing this with some other highlighters because it's a very like boom in your face highlighter because it's so like pale. If you have any trouble finding a face highlighter that suits your skin tone, if you have a very fair skin tone, then I think you should check this out because it's a very like, yeah, it's a very pale highlighter. So yeah, I probably wouldn't go for this if you have a darker skin tone than I do, but I know she has a ton of highlighters that suit sort of a darker skin tone as well. But I have actually been mixing it with some other highlighters in my collection for those days when I don't want that sort of bam highlighter. Then I can sort of mix it with something that is a bit too dark for me, and then I get like the perfect mid-tone highlighter. So I have been using this quite a bit and I've been really enjoying it, and I'm happy I'm using a product that makes me use some other products in my collection that I don't get any sort of use out of otherwise. But yeah. The next category is a collab product, and for that one I chose the Colourpop and Amanda Steele Super Shock Shadow in the shade Ignition. And I actually had to revive this because this was, sorry, that's my phone, but I had to revive this when I started using it because it was really dry. So then I just took a drop of argan oil and I just sort of dropped it in the container, and then I sort of took my finger and patted it out. But I have a tiny bit of a dip. It is really nice and like, yeah, pigmented, and I really like the consistency of it right now. So if you have one that is just a tiny bit too dry, just take like a drop of argan oil and then just pat it in, and it will sort of sink into the product. I have this on my sort of lid today. I have used it a few times, so I have a tiny bit of a dip. I feel like in some Super Shock shadows you hit pan like this quickly because they are so like soft and they just move around, but with this one, because it was a tiny bit sort of dry. I feel like it takes a bit longer, but we'll see when I manage to hit pan on this. I feel like it has a really nice sort of reflect to it, and it is like a purple. Unfortunately, I haven't been using it as much as I might should have, because I haven't been focusing on any other purples in my collection, but I do like it and I will continue using it, and hopefully I can hit pan before this project ends. And then we have an item out of a subscription box, and for that I picked the Ole Henriksen sort of, I don't know what it's called, Transform Sheer Transformation Perfecting Moisturizer. And I brought this with me traveling, but this is definitely not my favorite. As you can see, I have used quite a bit. I don't know if you can tell, but it was sort of full all the way up when I started, and now I'm sort of halfway, or yeah, a bit more than halfway. I am a bit sort of further down in the jar, but I feel like this like balls up on me. If I use it before makeup, then it sort of balls up when I apply my primer and foundation, so I don't like it for under makeup. If I know I won't be wearing makeup, I might like put this on, and then I have been using it actually as a nighttime moisturizer, and then I might use like a hydrating overnight mask on top of it. But yeah, I'm sure I will be able to use this up. I hope this will be done before next update. I did think that this was going to be done before this update, because I thought I would be able to use it as a day cream every day, but unfortunately I don't like it, so yeah, it takes a bit longer than I thought it would. Okay, so those were all of the products in this project currently, so let's just pull a new category for the item that I unfortunately had to declutter. Okay, so I have 22 categories in my spreadsheet that I haven't used yet. So let's go to a random number generator and put in 1 to 22, and then I'm just going to generate one number. Yeah, okay. So number 20. So number 20 is something you have considered decluttering. So I think I have an item in my mind that I want to use for this category, but let me pick that out and then I will show it to you. Okay, so for an item that I have considered decluttering, I'm going to pick the Colourpop Hello Kitty Ultra Satin Lip in this shade Tiny Chum. I don't know how much I will be able to use this, just because I have my lipstick Roulette series, but I think this could go pretty well underneath the product I have in my whole collection product 10 pan. If you haven't seen that one, I will list that in my description box, but this is a product that I've had in a product before. This was in a product like early last year, or this year, early this year, sorry. It was in a project early this year, and I came really close to using it up, and then I sort of put it back into my collection. But then I had it in my past 2 weeks lipstick Roulette, so if you haven't seen that video, I will have it in the cards as well as in the description box. But basically this has sort of started to change the formula, and if I can't use it up in like a near future, then I will have to declutter it. So I have considered just getting rid of it, but I think this will give me a final push to see if I can get some use out of it before I decide to declutter it. But yeah, I feel good about that. I feel good about that product, and I feel good about these products I have in this project, and hopefully I can make some more progress before next time. I felt like I don't know what I don't know what I felt, but I feel like I haven't been working on these products as much as I should have, but I don't know if it's just like end of the year slump with all of my products that I don't use them as much as I could have. But hopefully this update will motivate me, and maybe you can give me some encouraging words in my comment section, and just, yeah, let's just keep going until the end of the year, and then let's just keep going even more into the new year. But yeah, that was everything for this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like this Roulette series, and don't forget to check out all of the other ladies in the description box. And thank you so much to Rebecca for doing this with me again. I forgot to say that in the intro, but this was started by Rebecca and I, and if you want to join in, then please just send us a comment or an email or write to us on Instagram or anything, and then we will send you the link to the, or we will include you in the spreadsheet so that you can get all of the categories and join in as well. But yeah, that was everything. As I said, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!